Mr. Birdie and members of the board, I do have several items for your consideration this evening under other items for board action. Number one, recommend approval of resolution authorizing the purchase of 32 acres of land in Fairfield Township. Resolution to approve the purchase agreement with the Fairfield Township Board of Trustees and the Fairfield Township Community Improvement Corporation for 32 acres of land located in Fairfield Township, and to authorize the president and treasurer to execute said purchase agreement on behalf of the Fairfield City School District Board of Education. Whereas the Board of Education has interest in entering into a purchase agreement with the Fairfield Township Board of Trustees, an Ohio Political Subdivision, and the Fairfield Township Community Improvement Corporation, economic development agent for the Fairfield Township Board of Trustees. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Education of the Fairfield City School District that, number one, the purchase agreement with the Fairfield Township Board of Trustees and Fairfield Township Community Improvement Corporation on file in the office of the treasurer for the purchase of 32 plus or minus acres being part of Lot 572 in Fairfield Township, Butler County, Ohio, located at the northwest corner of Hamilton Mason Road and Gilmore Road for a purchase price of $40,000 per acre is hereby approved. Number two, the board president and treasurer are authorized to execute the purchase agreement on behalf of the Fairfield City School District Board of Education and to execute any and all other documents necessary to complete the purchase of the land. And that concludes the items that I have for your consideration under number one.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. At this time, I will entertain a motion to accept the recommendation.
So move.
I'll second.
Heard Mr. Begley and Mrs. O'Neill. Any comments or questions? I do want to, again, thank you, Mr. Smith and Mr. Clemens and Mrs. Lane for affording the board this opportunity to make a major impact on our school district. And I know probably the most difficult was Mrs. Lane's job to find out how we're going to pay for it, but again, thank you very much, the three of you, for representing this district.
It's our pleasure.
Mrs. Lane, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Begley?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Neill?
Yes.
Mrs. Shorter?
Yes.
Mr. Birdie?
Yes. Motion passes.
Number two, recommend approval of the following resolution. Resolution declaring that a case of urgent necessity exists and authorizing entering into a contract without advertising or competitive bidding for the construction of a building and necessary improvements located at 255 Donald Drive, Fairfield, Ohio. And if it's okay with the board, I'd like to waive the rest of that
That's okay with us?
resolution.
Yes.
Number three, recommend approval of the following resolution. Resolution declaring that a case of urgent necessity exists and authorizing entering into a contract without advertising or competitive bidding for the renovation of a building and necessary improvements located at 211 Donald Drive, Fairfield, Ohio. And again, if it's okay with the board to waive the reading of the rest of the resolution.
It's okay with us?
Okay. And number four, recommend approval of the bus routes for the 2019-2020 school year. A note, a complete set of bus routes is available for review in the transportation office. And that concludes the items that I have for your consideration this evening under other items for board action.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. At this time, I will entertain a motion to accept the recommendations.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Mrs. Lane, will you call the roll, please?
Mrs. Shorter?
Yes.
Mr. Begley?
Yes.
Mr. Birdie?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Neill?
Yes.
Motion passes.